Do. What it is? Something's going on. I tell you what. Let's do that.
Welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk.
Man, what is going on tonight? So let's start with just pissing off half the country because word on the street is that there's a certain individual with because see, I got a bunch of rings, right? And they're kind of fancy, right? They're kind of fancy. A lot of folks kind of dig the fanciness of the rings, but mine are a little bit different than the one that the co-hostess with the absolute friggin' mostest got. You got some fanciness, brother. Would you mind sharing us those Super Bowl rings from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I think it was that you had.
Nah, it wasn't no Buccaneers. Wasn't no Buccaneers.
Right. You got them. Let's take a look. See, man. Let's take a
Oh,
look.
you
See.
wasn't there? Oh,
Yeah. Look, come on. Don't be shy.
everybody know me. You know, I'm a Cowboy fan all day.
Oh, Lord
Everybody
of
know that.
mercy.
All
Man,
that's
man,
all five.
hey,
That's all
oh.
five. All five. You see it?
I got on my glasses.
You see it.
It's like the bling and the shine is like, I can't, it's affecting my eyeballs like that, man. Hey, folks, thank you for joining us tonight here on the Big BoneYard. As always, we do this once a week, every week, and thanks y'all for coming on down. So hopefully we got a nice, interesting little subject we're going to chop it up a little something about tonight. As always, you got myself, doggone Big Bone 1%er, Archbishop 1%er, doggone when we're glad to be here. We got some folks that's going to be calling in to talk to us a little bit later on, and we got a special guest that should be joining us tonight. Should he be able to get free? And we see all of y'all. Hey, Black Dragon, we see you, man. It's always good to see you. Hellfighter Steve, Dagon Dean, Heather, Ghost Eagle, Antonio Peterson, Nayoka G. Man, y'all, thanks for joining us. I'll throw it out real super quick. As always, we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. Y'all know how we do this. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. But what we're talking about are our opinions, not the opinions of any organizations that we might be associated with. But in the meantime, let's get it going. Well, actually, let me ask you. I know a little bit about how my weekend was, but how was yours, man? Because I should
Nah,
be a little crazy sometimes.
no, actually, mine wasn't crazy at all this weekend. I had to work this weekend, so it was.
Okay.
I was all about that grind, trying to get that bag. So
Facts.
it's
You was
been
on
cool,
the paper chase.
right? And it's been raining, so you know what I mean. Ain't a whole lot you can do.
Yeah, facts. Look, this was, and this is funny because my weekend, especially the last, let me say the last 48 hours of it, it ties in real well with the subject of tonight's show. So how's that thing they say? I'm gonna be careful about what I say for fear I don't want to incriminate myself. But long story short, I had a great weekend. Got some stuff done for my organization, and yeah, I had a crazy night last night. And it just dawned on me I can't talk about none of it. My attorney said shut the hell up. But it's been a good weekend, and it's a real good weekend because I'm still actually sitting here instead of eating bologna sandwiches, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's been all right. But it's interesting though. Valid Nutrition 101. Hey, what's that you're talking about? Okay. Hey, okay. All right. Frost, I see you, Frost, Fireball. All right, good to go. So here's what's going on with us tonight. And I'll just read it from the I'll just read it directly from the description on tonight's show. It says, this is called BBB, or Bikers Behind Bars. Different clubs call it by different names. Some of them call it Blue, like Brothers Locked Up. You'll hear that here and there, right? But Brothers Behind Bars. So what happens when the gates slam shut, right? That's when you ain't on your motorcycle no more. You're locked up because of whatever reason. But anyway, so when you have total dedication to your club and our lifestyle, sometimes that means that you're willing to give everything or almost everything to protect and to uphold what your beliefs are. So it doesn't matter whether you're guilty or innocent. Bikers can they can make a huge sacrifice. So it's either the grave or prison for a lot of folks. And, and that's something that's forever, like as we say, ever looming in this lifestyle. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight on the Big BoneYard. And because this whole business about getting locked up, man, how does that affect your club, your family, your kids? Do you have a job? Are you punching the clock somewhere? Like, what, if anything, how does it affect that? But what's the process? What's the procedure for it? Like, what do clubs do? And, so there's a lot of, this conversation is, me and Archbishop was talking about, this conversation has a lot of legs. It can go in a lot of different directions. And, so we're going to chop it up a little something about that. So first off, Archbishop, like when we think about a brother getting locked up, like what's the first picture? Like if we're sitting around somewhere, we're in the CH or whatever, and the call comes in, so-and-so got locked up. What's your first thought about that?
Well, usually your first thinking is what happened? What's going on? Is the brother okay? Does he got a bail? How are we gonna get him out? That's usually your first thought is what's going on? Is he okay?
Yeah.
Can we get him out?
Gotcha.
So those are usually your first things that you go to, and then you go through your channels to figure out, okay, see what all we have to do in order to make sure that we get him out and get him back to his family as quick as possible.
What if you find out, whatever happened, what if you don't like him, because he's funny looking, he don't have good hygiene, he cussed at your sister-in-law that one time back in the 70s. I mean, it might be any number of things. What if you just don't like that motherfucker? Then what?
Well, the same rules still apply. My personal opinion of a brother doesn't make any difference as to whether or not we're getting this man out of jail or not. That doesn't have anything to do with it. You can dislike people for various reasons, but when push comes to shove, this is a part of what they say, what you signed up for. Okay.
Right on.
A lot of times you got to learn to put your personal feelings to the wayside in order to do the greater good.
Right on. So let me throw this out here because, like I said, this conversation has a lot of legs, and word on the street is that some of y'all boneheads out there is watching us have had an opportunity or two to be a guest of the city, the county, or the state, and or the federal government in some cases, right? So if that's the case, we definitely want to hear from you tonight. Give us a call. Let us know your thoughts or your experiences on some of these subjects. So, the phone number is 310-870-8994. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, y'all, give us your 2 cents worth if you got a little minute and you want to holler at your boys. But yeah, I'll tell you in how you call it, in full disclosure. So I have been a frequent flyer visitor with several different local and state facilities. And my tenure as an American, I'm trying to clean it up as well as I can. I don't know how to say it better, but yeah, man, I went on at one point, I had a CO, that's correctional officer, tell me, said, man, you trying to do life on the installment plan, like 6 months here, 9 months there, a year here, a year there. I'm like, oh, Lord of mercy. And the crazy thing about it is this diamond life was the thing that kind of broke me out of a lot of the stuff that I was allegedly doing, right? But I know that what you're saying is correct. As far as being in a proper MC, when God forbid y'all should ever experience this, but I know my experience has been, hey, when I get locked up, I didn't have to panic and freak out the way some of these cats inside was doing, because I knew there was either, just depending on what time in my life we're talking about, I knew either my club was going to watch out, they was going to get me out. If it was possible, they was going to get me out, or the old lady was going to get me out, or the club and the old lady was going to coordinate to get me out. And that's just the getting you out part of it. But I think it's like you just said, the first thought that a lot of brothers have, they find out something went down. Sorry, are you okay? Are you still, because we got good tens, because sometimes our interaction with the police don't, our interactions with the police end with a funeral, right? So are you okay? That's like the first thought. Second thought is, all right, let's get him out. What if he got a DUI? Like, if he got a DUI, and folks don't like that, but if he got a DUI, do you still want to get him out?
Yeah, absolutely. You still want to get him out. I mean,
Right.
you know, a lot of people I've noticed throughout the years, it's like somebody will get in trouble or whatever, and then you want to sit there and talk about and discuss what the person did and see if it's merit enough to get them out. It doesn't have anything to do with it. You know what I mean? When push comes to shove, long story short, however you want to put it, that's your bro.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what situation he's in, you got to get him out.
Right.
You know, him him sitting him sitting behind bars ain't helping him. It ain't helping us. It ain't helping his family. You know what I mean? So, like I said, at that point in time, you don't know the whole story. You don't know what the situation is. You know what I mean? Your first instinct is to, number one, just make sure he's okay. You know what I
Right.
mean? We'll get him out, and then we'll find out everything we need to find out after that.
Right. So what's the big reason for wanting, like, or is there a big reason for just wanting to get him out? Because, like, I was in the Boy Scouts, and if a kid got in trouble with his mom, it was like, so what? Ha ha ha, so what? But what makes this thing different than, like, I don't know, the Kiwanis Club, or the Catholic Church, or the damn U.S. Senate? You do something. Why is it such a big important thing to get him out?
Well, it really wouldn't even have anything as much to do with um, club wise or baseball in general. You don't want anybody that you know to sit in jail if you got the means to get them out. You don't want them to just sit there for what? You know what I
Right.
mean? Which to lead on to a number of other things. You know what I mean? Now, being that we on this side of things, you know what I mean? You keeping somebody there for a period of time, you know what I mean, or not getting them out or whatever. Uh, that's where the rumor mill spread. You know what I mean? And you got the officers that's coming up to you, trying to talk to you, trying to say little things to you, whatever, trying to get you to run your mouth and everything else. And you know what I mean? It's a plethora of different things that can go on during that time. You know, so so your main thing is when you are in there, the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna make your phone call, you're gonna get this message sent out to the right people, you're gonna sit there, you're gonna shut up, and you're gonna wait for the reinforcements to come get you out. Period. Dot
Right
com.
on. Okay. So Kels just hit us up and said she has a top. She goes, I have a little off topic question. Can I call in? Hey, let's see. Why not? You want to let her call in?
Go
Why
ahead.
not? Let's see what Kels is talking about. I know Kels. Yeah. Hey, Kels, if you're there, go ahead and call in. We'll keep chopping it up, and we'll figure out something. But I'll tell you, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. I think that it's been my experience from a club standpoint. Um, and I'll go back a number of years. In my former club, we was involved in a lot of different things. A lot of folks knew some things, and our thing was we wanted those things to stay private. Oh, stand by. What's going on here? Let me. Hmm, I don't hear the phone ringing. Hey, stand by 1 second because we ain't hearing you. But hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get this joint to cooperate right quick.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey, never mind. I guess we can hear you. All right. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can. This is Kel.
Okay. Hey, Kels, what's going on? Hey, this is of course Big Bone 1%er. You got Archbishop 1%er. Kels, I know you as soon as I seen that Kels. So I know you. What's going on, Kels? How you doing?
Man, I've been good. I just had a question.
Mhm.
So just kind of want everyone's 2 cents. So I live in Virginia Beach, right?
Yeah.
So I went to this 99 event as, a diamond holders +1.
Okay.
And long story short, he's up there at the Black Tigers thing. He's
Black Tigers they're in Maryland, right?
yeah. So I went on and drove up there. Um, so we'll call his club Little T's. I don't know, but he's wearing his diamond, and
Okay.
I'm there as his +1. So basically, a security guard tried to get at me, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Keep it moving. A little while later, they asked me to go up to the wristband room and get somebody. So
When
I
you
show him
say
my wristband.
when you say the
Mhm.
security guard was trying to get at you, like he was trying to flirt with you or trying to like come on. For those of y'all don't know, Kels is like stupid good looking. But so was he trying to like get at you, or was he trying to like get at you to like you got to get out of the building type of thing?
No, he was trying to get at me, like trying to holler at me, and I'm like,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
First of all, I don't roll like that.
Mm.
Not that kind of party. So I'm like 5'3", 130, 135.
Yeah, you're a little bitty person.
Yeah. So he's like 6'6", maybe 300 pounds. So I go to walk through after I show him my wristband that says all access, VIP, everything. And the next thing I know, I'm getting snatched up by my arm, and I'm, several feet. And, one of the members of the club stopped and was like, hey, she's fine. She can go through. And, I just kind of looked at him, and I started to walk by again, and he grabbed me by my other arm. So,
Oh,
at
damn.
this point, I'm looking at them like, what's going on? And, because I'm just mind blown at this point. So my question is like, how should that have been handled?
All right. Let me recap to see if we got this right. So a diamond holder brought you to a party. You said it was a 99 party? Like you said Black Tigers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was you in Virginia Beach or was you because they're in out of Baltimore or something like that, right?
Yeah, I went up by Maryland.
Where were you?
Baltimore. Baltimore.
You were in okay, you were in Baltimore. All right. And you were the diamond holders +1.
Yeah.
All right. So the guy that grabbed you up, this is the same dude that was trying to holler at you at one point?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get hurt?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how hurt?
So
I mean, were you hurt? Like, was your feelings hurt or did you have to go to the hospital?
So I went to urgent care. I've got a partially torn pec. I'm black and blue. I'll shoot you the pictures real quick.
Okay.
Both arms are bruised out. My ribs are bruised out.
Okay. And this was at their event. And forgive me for sounding like damn Perry Mason or whatever. I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding. I'm hearing this right. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The diamond holder that had you there, was he in the building?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Absolutely nothing.
Interesting.
Okay. Like.
Okay,
And,
so what was the active security guard's reasoning for grabbing you? What was his reason behind it?
He said I disrespected him earlier.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wait.
So because you blew him off previously, then when you walked through, he grabbed you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm seeing how I'm seeing the picture. All right. So, all right, all right, y'all know I'm gonna just say it like I mean it. So He tried to holler. You gave him the big old brush off, like, nah, bro, I'm good. And he's in his feelings. Later on, he sees you and wants to be all like mall cop to the third power and like snatch you around a little something. Is that pretty much about it? And your dude
Right.
from this so-called diamond club didn't do nothing.
No, nothing.
Well, did you tell him about it?
Yeah, I told him, and then he saw the bruises all weekend. So
Wow. Okay. I'll tell you what, for anybody that's listening, we all right. I know what I think. I bet you a bunch of money I know what Archbishop is thinking, but we'd love to hear from some of y'all that's watching. Of course, we're talking about a different subject, but Kels is good people. If y'all heard this, holler at us. Let us know what it is that you when was this? Was this like a long time ago or just very recent?
it was this past weekend. I'm sorry, my voice is rough.
No, that's all right.
All
right. So this past weekend, like Friday, Saturday.
right.
Okay.
So I went to Earth Day, and I've got like a torn pec muscle, bruises, all of that. So.
And this was a
So
diamond hole?
pretty good then. He didn't, but he actually did a little bit more than just grab you. Then if you sustained all those injuries.
Yeah. Kels ain't but
I mean, little.
Yeah, she ain't but that big. So, all right. Well.
Okay, now what is the actual question that she's asking? I mean, now I understand the whole story. We're going to piece it all together now.
Yeah.
So what is the exact question that you're asking?
How should I have handled that?
Arch, you go ahead and take it away, brother.
Well, I would say, that's it's a couple different parts there. Number one, I would deal with that security guard, especially because he's the one that put his hands on you. On the security guard type detail, I mean, and I done done that, on and off different jobs for years. When you're in a setting like that, the only thing that you're doing is basically giving instruction. Unless something is actually going on to the point that your services is actually needed, you just standing there. There's nothing for you to do. Being the fact that he took his personal into it when you tried to talk to you previously, you kind of blew him off or whatever he got in his feelings. That's irrelevant. You need to deal with him. That's based on the injuries that you're talking about. I'm not gonna be I don't personally like the cops. I don't personally like the cops whatsoever, but I think that something needs to be done on that in that instance, whether you get in touch with that man's employer or whatever. I would take some pictures or whatever and explain to him what all went on. Something had to be done on that end. The other end is the one who bought you there, the diamond holder that bought you there. Now, when he bought you into this setting, then you were there as his guest. He is to make sure that you're safe, that you're good while you're there.
That's his responsibility.
And being that he let that happen to you, not only was that a breach, but even after it took place and he did nothing about it, makes it even worse. What I mean? Because that ass whooping should have went down right then. What I mean? Let's not pull no punches. That security guard should have had his ass thumped right then. And so that also should tell you the type of person that you're dealing with. That just because he's a diamond holder, don't make him an outlaw.
Yeah, that part. I'll tell you, like, and our part of the world, and the thing that we do, stuff like that doesn't make any sense. And I can tell you, like Archbishop just said, I'm not no big fan of the cops, but I am litigious. I'll tell you like this: if it's who I'm thinking about was okay. Let me ask the question rather, because I don't know for sure, but was this at like the convention center or something like that? This thing that you went to?
Yeah, it was the Hunt Valley Delta Convention Center.
Hey, tomorrow morning I'd be calling my attorney. I'd be calling my attorney and And don't forget about the Big BoneYard, who gave you a wonderful recommendation to call an attorney. Because if there's a 10% donation out of the bazillions of dollars that you're getting ready to get, you know, just saying, we'll be okay with that. No, but look, real talk. Yeah, you need to, you definitely need to follow up on this. That's on from the legal, the civilian, vanilla, regular people side of things. But going back to the set, there's no way that night there's no way you should have been able to leave that place without that being satiated. Like no way. And it blows my mind that I'm hearing this, that a full grown man that's a diamond holder, you came there as his guest, like Archbishop just said, you're his guest. That means that you're under his protection. You tell him about this thing and nothing happened. That's freaking crazy to me. And I'm sorry that you went through that, Kels, because I can't wrap my brain around the fact that you deserved any of that just because this dude got his little feelings hurt, But
that makes no sense, man. If you think about it, whether you a diamond holder, or not,
yeah,
that's all irrelevant. You a man first.
that part.
What I mean?
That part.
And you bring a woman with you to an event that you don't know nothing about. You bring her there to this event. You know what I mean? She's going with you with the intentions that, okay, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna have fun, ain't nothing gonna go on. He got my back and we good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm at this party and I get roughed up. You find out about it and you don't even try to defend my honor or nothing. You know what I mean? You just let me just basically just get my ass whooped by this big ass dude and you ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Shit, if I was you, I wouldn't even have no more conversation with that bro for real.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you.
That ain't no more conversation. He just hung you out to dry.
Look, like my man, Bear, my dude Bear from he's with Rough Riders. Like he says, man, let's keep it funky for a minute. I wouldn't be fooling whoever that club is. That makes them look bad. You know what I mean? Because anybody that's there, if the thing happened like you said, everybody that's there seen that. I'm sure they knew who was, like who you was there invited by and so forth. Because people always ask that question. So how in the whole wide world is that club not looking like they might be? Because if this dude is a bitch, right? If this dude is a bitch, then people they wonder, hey, maybe that's just how they do.
Here's my next question. Then what you just said there.
Mm-hmm.
Max, one more question. The club that you were there with, was he the only one there, or did he have other bros there with him?
So later on that evening, one of the nomads and another member showed up.
Okay, they got a nomad chapter and all.
So there was other people from his club that showed up there. And
right.
Still nothing took place.
No.
Wow.
See, that makes it even more. You know what I mean?
I'm dying to know who it is. I know who it wasn't. I'll put it like that. I know who it wasn't. But
man, that makes it even worse, man, when you sit there and think about it. Like even if he didn't do nothing right then, he had people to show up there later on. And they all knew, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he told them or she told them what all went on or whatever. Still didn't nothing go on. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
What'd you say you call this club again? You called them by a certain name.
We'll just call them Little T's.
Little
That's
T's.
all I can say.
Okay. Gotcha. Understood. Man. So look,
I hate that went on. I hate that happened. But like I said, you need to get a hold, especially being the fact that was a convention center. Those security guards are actually hired from the convention center to deal with that area. So you need to get a hold of them, and I would suggest you get a lawyer. Take you some damn good.
Please get a lawyer. In fact, if we can reach out to some folks offline, we'll reach out to some folks and maybe we can point you in the right direction with that. But that's a thing that you absolutely need to give some attention to because you don't know it yet. Yeah, it sounds like you got some bumps and bruises and some torn what you say, pectoral, torn pectoral, and any of that. Yeah. You know, we always liked you, even when you was broke. But now that you're going to have a whole bunch of money, we really, really like you. And so yeah, we'll appreciate all the donations you're gonna get from your bazillions of dollars after you go and get in their ass and tear that ass up in the courtroom. But yeah, you're sitting on some money that's getting ready to come at you.
Leave that dude
Nobody
alone.
treat you like that. Say what?
Leave that trash ass dude alone. Wherever you found
Please.
him from, leave his
Please.
ass alone.
Given. That's given. That's a given.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, and don't do it again. You know better than that. I ain't gonna go into detail, but you know better than that. You shouldn't have been playing with them in the first place. That they ain't the right ones, clearly.
I know.
But
I know.
but yo, but on the other tip, for I think I don't know if I suggest this or not, but Christmas is almost here, and I wear a size 2023 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special is what I wear. Just just saying.
With all the fixings.
Are there two of those?
Yeah, two of them with all the fixings.
Right. Yo, wait, what'd you say, Kels? You wear a what now?
I wear a size 2022 BMW S1000.
Oh damn! Oh, you trying to get on the track? All right.
Yeah.
Well, yo, Kels, I tell you what. Listen, thank you for taking time out to give us a shout. We appreciate it. In fact, while we was talking, I was trying to get this thing that I don't know how to do it. I was trying to throw up your picture or something like that. For those of y'all watching, Kels is really funny looking. She's very unattractive. Nobody likes her. And no, I'm playing. Anyway, look, good looking Kels, and keep watching the show, man, and let us know how this whole thing develops. You know, we definitely are pulling for you, and we hope this thing works out in the correct fashion for you. You know, real talk.
Thank you.
All right. Look, you have a great night, hon. And look, but for real, keep us informed. All right.
Will do. Thanks.
All right. Now, bye. Man, that's crazy, right?
Man.
But see, and I guess this kind of ties in what we're talking about. So stuff like that, under normal circumstances, something like that happens. Let's say you're out at a certain event. You got a +1. You know, it's your PO or pretty girl, whatever like that. You tell her, hey, come on, come to this 99 event or whatever. Something like that goes on. The way you know how it is, like you said, diamond holder or not, as a grown ass man, you might have a tendency to handle that business, and then you got to answer some questions to 50 as to what it was that went down, right? And guess what? You might get locked up. And then that's when all of the stuff we're talking about tonight is going to kick in. So, but to delve into that a little bit. So the first function is get that brother, hey, is he okay? And what do we need to do to get him out? Right. So that's the first thing. But let's say that he's going to be there for a minute. What then? Like, what's the difference between what goes on with regular Joe Blow and what happens on our side of the fence? Like, what if anything is different?
Well, I think probably the only thing that's different is just being the fact that you may not be able to get the assistance that you need, outside of something like this. What I mean by that is, let's just take, for example, that somebody did something and they're gonna have to sit there for a minute. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to hold it down for just a little bit.
Yeah.
So the club, being the fact that, a lot of people, and this is just talking to people who may not be in the club that's listening right now. Your club is like an extension to your family.
Right.
You depend on your club before you actually depend on your family. That's the relationship that you're supposed to have.
Right.
So if I get locked up, then it's their, being the fact that they're my brothers, and we all came in here for these same reasons. They're gonna make sure that my kids are taken care of. They're gonna make sure that my bills get held down. Give me time to take care of what I need to take care of and get back home.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I know I know bros that matter of fact, I just heard a story from a bro just the other day, and he was saying that he had a bro that was down for a while, and they made sure that his bills and stuff was paid up for like at least 6 months. Now he wasn't in jail. He wasn't in jail. He was hurt, couldn't go to work. But the fact still remains. They made sure that he was good for that time. That he didn't. This was something that he didn't have to worry about. He could go
Right on.
ahead and deal with what he needs to deal with. Now, when you locked up and you in jail, you got 1,000 different things that's going on in your mind during that time. What's going
Yeah.
on with your family? What's going on with your job? Because 9 times out of 10, if you in jail for a period of time, you done lost that job. That job is done. So now you figuring out like, okay, how these bills gonna get paid? I need to make sure these lights stay on. If these kids stay fed, this child support's getting paid.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
car not gonna get repoed. My house ain't gonna get taken away. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's a lot of stuff. Plus, you're
Yeah.
dealing with the overall reason as to why you in jail in the first place. So there's a lot of different feelings and emotions was going on during that time. Us as bros should be able to take some of this burden off of you. This is
Yeah.
a little that you got to stress about. You know what I mean? Like just hold tight. You do what you need to do, and we're gonna do what we need to do, and hopefully we get this resolved quickly. Get you up out of here, get you back home with your family to where you can get back to work and take care of that. But in the meantime, don't worry about it. We got you. That's how it's supposed to.
No, facts. I'll tell you on a thing that happened to me about what was this 2010, I want to say. So I had a situation where I became a guest of the state for a little while, and so the craziness was like this: is that this was in my former club. Uh, you know, got locked up. I'm there. I'm doing what I'm doing, and I wouldn't. So first of all, when you're locked up, there's two types of folks uh, when you're locked up. As far as this subject is concerned. So there's, man, I got locked up and I got all this stuff, all these responsibilities out there in the world, and I can't attend to none of them. I was in a really good club at the time, so I didn't have to worry about too much, because my club was, they were like, hey, don't worry about it. We gonna take care of your rent. We got your bills. They were paying. I asked them not to, but they said they kept paying my cell phone bill. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to use a cell phone, not my cell phone here for a long while. Y'all don't got to do that. They said, we're gonna pay the cell phone bill so your phone number don't change. I was like, wow, I was touched deeply, right? But after a few months, I realized, oh damn, it's Christmas time. I got 2 daughters. And man, let me tell you, that was a depressing time for me. And one of the brothers from my former club and his old lady came to see me, and they had asked me just kind of casually while we was talking, hey, how's everything going? Stressing about the kids, because I'm gonna miss being with them for Christmas and da 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 da. Oh yeah, well, what kind of stuff? What might they like? I said, I don't know, man. I can't check on it because I'm here. Didn't think no more about it. I'm just stressing. So I got out in January the 22nd or something like that of the following year, and I get out, and my daughters are like, "Oh, Dad, how was college in California? Because you must have had a great time while you was in college in California." Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. Like, oh well, thank you so much for this thing that you got me or the other thing that you got me. I don't even know how to use this Nintendo thing that you got me and all this stuff. They asking me about all this stuff that I got them for Christmas. I'm legit confused. So of course, I get on the phone, call my SA, like, hey man, did y'all do something? I found out these fools went and spent $3,500. I got 2 daughters, too. They spent $3,500 on my 2 daughters while I was locked up and put my name on everything, from daddy this, from daddy that, from daddy the other thing. All my bills was paid. I stepped out, boom, went back to like I didn't miss a step. I was like, wow, that it was amazing. Whereas during that same exact time, I seen cats that, and by the way, while I was locked down, I was all right. Money on the books, letters in abundance. It was like, jail ain't no fun, but I had the best experience as far as jail could be, because of the fact that the folks on the outside, my club, was holding me down so hard. So much to the point to where is when I got out, I rededicated myself in a big way to that club, because my experience was so very different than a whole lot of other folks who didn't have none of that, or even just had a little bit of that. Mine was so much better, but that was because I was on the set. And even in jail, guess what? The set still comes up, which actually brings me to a question that I know you got and I got this week. And that was a question from a bro in Fort Myers. Asked a great question. His question was, in fact, do you remember how he phrased it with that question?
I don't particularly remember exactly the word for word how he phrased it, but um, generally what he's asking um, is what he's like. If you're in jail, and say you're in jail for a period of time, um, he wanted to know, like, okay, like once you're locked up, who do you associate with? So even
Right,
though
right,
you may have been on the MC scene or in a OMC or whatever for so many years, when you go to jail, the rules change.
right,
So
right,
so let's say for instance that you're in a club, you're in a mixed club
right,
as black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever, and this is what you were doing for years and years and years, and then once you go to jail,
mhm.
who do you associate yourself with?
Yeah, yeah,
So, I think he was asking along the lines of like, you know, on the NC thing, as opposed to, like when you get locked up, you deal at that point, you have a lot of different gangs, stuff like that. You know what I mean? You got the GD, you got the
right,
Bloods, you got the Crips, you got the Latin Kings, you got
right,
you got the skinheads, you got the
hmm,
Aryans. You know what I mean? So, uh, what if you was in a MC club that was mixed like that you were familiar with all different ones, because you
yes,
had people that was in your club that was from all these different clubs, all these different, organizations. What are you familiar yourself to? Who do you
right,
stick with while you're doing that time?
dude. And you know what? And when he asked that question, I was thinking, I was like, because he told me, he goes, I'm going to ask you. He said, I'm going to get it, Archbishop. I'm not sure who he got it first, but the thing is, so what I was thinking, and I told him some of this, and I told him if it come up, we're going to talk about it on the show. But so here's the thing. I know, and this is going to sound like I'm double talking, but let me tell you. So there's jailhouse rules, which ain't too much different than the rules on the set, but there are some differences. There's jailhouse rules, and then there's the rules on the set. If you come from a mixed club, then that is what it is. Your loyalty, your allegiance, your dedication is to your club. But you get locked up. Now, if you in city jail or county, make no big deal. But if you go to the feds or you go to the prison, that's different. Because in prison, unbeknownst for those of y'all who don't know, if you're in certain prisons, black folks deal with black folks, white folks deal with white folks, Spanish deal with Spanish, and so on and so forth. That's who you eat with, that's who you fuck with, that's who you rock with. That's what the rules is. It don't matter if that dude over there, y'all grew up since third grade together. When guess what? When you in jail, you move different. And it's done that way for it's set up like that. There's safety reasons, there's financial reasons, there's a lot of reasons as to why that is. And those rules, they take it very serious, right? So now on the set, you get locked up. Now here's the thing: in city or county jail, you might link up with folks who are on your set, people that fall into, no matter black, white, plaid. If they're part of your set, that's who you fuck with, right? But those same guys, when they leave county and they go to the feds or the state prison, they ain't dealing with you no more because they can't. So it's I guess the best way to say it is when in Rome, you know, When in Rome, do what the Romans do. And but the craziness about that is that it sounds nuts. It sounds completely insane to folks who have a regular 9 to 5 and live regular lives and stuff like that, who don't ever have to contemplate any of this stuff. But the truth is, so what happened to me, so one time, one of the many times where I was locked up, I was in a county facility, and the thing was is that there was a lot of bikers in my cell block. It was a lot of bikers, and the facility hadn't figured that out yet. And I'm talking, there was black, white, and Spanish, and we were all from the same. Most of us was from the same side of the fence. Whilst a couple of these club members was beefing with those other club members. In jail, the thing that was different was, hey, we're all from the same set, like it or not. I might hate you on the street, but it's us against them in here. So guess what? In here, we're cool. Now, when we get out of here, I'm gonna go back to hating your ass. But while we in here, we're the bikers, we're the patch holders. So that's how we gonna get down. And it was interesting because we pretty much ran everything. Right up until the facility figured out, oh, damn, we got a bunch of patch holders in here and they're all in the same place. That's why it's going like this. Oh, damn. So they busted that up, and which didn't really work because all they did was just kind of spread it throughout the whole entire facility, But that was, again, the politics of it. That was on the county level. If we was in feds or if we was in feds or if we were in like a state prison or something, half of them dudes, they wouldn't be messing with me. I wouldn't be fucking with them because some of them guys was white and I'm not, and vice versa, So that was a good question, but not exactly, the answer is less complicated than yes or no. You know what I mean? It depends on where you are and when you are, So for the brother that asked that question, I hope you're just as confused as we were trying to explain it, because it ain't easy.
But then too, you also got to think, it goes even further than the color issue, because a lot of places it goes according to the city. Okay.
Yeah, facts.
It's like this city don't like people from this city, and this city gets along with, like, these two cities are side by side, so they get along with each other, but they don't get along with this city right here, and nobody likes this one over here. You know what I mean? So you can still be, at that point, it's not even a race thing, because usually at that point, it's your own people at that point.
Oh yeah.
That you going against, and it's strictly set up according to where you're from. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a bunch of, there's numerous things that can go on while you in jail.
Yeah.
And the primary thing is you got to do what you got to do to survive.
Facts. Facts.
So there may be a situation that you have to, what's the term that I'm trying to use here? That you have to become this person that you can do what you need to do in there and still be able to live with yourself.
Right.
Because, just to put it out, I think me and you both, and being on both sides of this, so we can speak a little bit on both sides of this, it's not day camp. It's not no happy-go-lucky shit that's going on in there. You have to be just as focused there as you are out here, because the difference between here and there, like here, the ops when you see it. On this end, you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look, because they could be sitting there plotting on you, and you don't know who the hell they are, but they know everything that they need to know about you. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you're more in survival mode there, as opposed to, out here where you can see and watch and see how things play out or whatever. So you got to have that same amount of focus, even more there, in order to to make it through and make it out. You know what I mean?
No, facts.
But
I'll tell you, I heard well, not heard. I know of very specifically. There's a club who I know real well. In fact, they're a well-known club. Some folks are gonna know who I'm talking about, but there's a well-known club that exists today because a bunch of them went to prison. So, and what I mean by that is, so in the late 1980s, they had a big thing going on in New York where they were doing a bunch of sweeps. You know, RICO. They were handing out RICO charges like they was giving away candy at Halloween. So you had a bunch of Latin Kings, and also a bunch of 81s. That's HAs for those of y'all who ain't familiar with what I'm talking about. So you had a bunch of HAs from bikers who got grabbed up in some RICO shit. And then you had a bunch of these Latin Kings happen at the same time, unrelated, but guess what? They all ended up in several of the same places, depending on where they grabbed them up from. So you had guys who was going to the Tombs and Rikers Island and, you know, all, you know, like different miscellaneous facilities. And as cases progressed, some of these guys found themselves in Clinton Correctional Facility in upstate and some different prisons in different parts of New York. So you got a bunch of HAs and a bunch of Latin Kings who all went to jail at the same time. The thing that was different was a lot of these LKs are like, hey, I'm locked up and I got to hope for, you know, my mom, my cousin, my sister, my girlfriend, my wife, somebody to, you know, put some money on my books or something like that, right? They wasn't expecting, and a lot of them didn't get no whole lot of love from their gang. You know, LKs wasn't really holding them down like that. But they're looking at these other dudes, they're looking at these white boys that got locked up the same time they did. You know, and several of them went from Rikers up to Clinton Correctional or wherever. Same thing. These dudes had money on their books. They're making phone calls. They got nice clothes, nice sneakers. You know, they doing good. You know, they ain't screaming about the bills being paid at home. You know, the old ladies straight. Everything's good. Why? Because the club is taking care of them. So these dudes, they're all locked up same time. They're doing the same bit of bids. You know, some of them doing 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, some of them 10 and 15 years, right? But the whole time they're watching these 81s. Hey, they all right. Club's holding them down. Meanwhile, we got to get it like we can get it. It's a different experience. So what happened, a lot of these LKs, when they're getting out, they were like, hey, we don't, you know, we saw what happened when we was locked up. Where was y'all cats? You know, I'm not beating up on the LKs, but that was the experience of some of these dudes that I know. And he was like, hey, I want to be like that. I want some of that biker action. So these guys getting out of jail, what they do? Went and bought them a motorcycle and said, I want to be you guys. And you know, you're Puerto Rican, you're Dominican, you can't be us. Y'all can start a club. So they did. They started a club, and that club grew and grew and grew. But it was based on, and the motivation behind it was based on what they saw while they was locked up. They saw this is what being in a club means, is that when you really go down, they got you. They saw how these guys, and after getting out, they seen what a biker funeral looked like. One of them dudes died, everybody and their mother from all kinds of different states and stuff. They come out there, they show them love. The family ain't wanting for nothing. Then they find out, this 81 dude, this HA over here, while he was locked up, man, his old lady didn't have to worry about the rent, the child support, friggin' the car payment, it was good because the club held them down. So long story short, that jail experience literally born a whole entire national club, and that's where they came from. And they still, that particular club, they still rock because of from whence they came, they still rock the black and yellow or the black and gold. And they say, for some of those that know, they say amor de rey. For those of y'all who know who I'm talking about. But yeah, they get down like that. They've been getting down like that, but that's where they came from, which is like crazy to think about it. But yeah. But speaking of family and stuff like that, and that's something we didn't really touch base on. So when it comes to, so a brother gets locked up, he is no longer there to pay for all of that stuff that has to be paid for. What responsibility does the club have to that brother, or to his family, rather, his household?
Well, like you said, they're gonna, if they're doing the right thing, They should
Mhm.
be corresponding with the bro's old lady or whatever to see what it is that they can do to help out and whatnot. You know what I mean? That doesn't say that they're going to take care of all your situation, but they are going to help you with the most part of it. You know what I mean? There there is actual people that's in these clubs that will give you the shirt off their back with no question.
Mm.
Um, and when somebody goes down like that, whether they're in jail or they're sick or whatever, it is it's not just brotherhood. It's just decent. It's just common decency. It's what it's the same thing that they would expect you to do for them.
Right.
You um, me and you both have been in situations where somebody, you know, didn't have it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they came out and said, look, man, I just don't got it. I just don't got it right now.
And we reach
You
in
know,
our pocket.
okay, cool. Go in your pocket and you put it on the table. Okay, everybody ante up. You know what I mean? Get this bro
Mhm.
taken care of. You
And we do
know,
it.
that's what we do. You know what I mean? And you don't do it because it's out of obligation. You do it because it's in your heart to do.
And you don't say, hey, the other month ago, I put $40 on the table. So no, no, like that. You do it
No.
because you do it, and
Now, if
you
that's the
don't
case,
ever
and I'm going to
expect to
bring
get
it up
back.
to you later on, then there was no need for me doing it for you in the
Yeah,
first place.
yeah. I better not never hear somebody talking about, oh, so and so I did that. No, 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 no. That's and fortunately, thank God, I've heard about that happening, but thank God I've never seen it amongst us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. I'm glad about that. I'm proud about
So,
that.
one time it was a bro. I don't know whether he watching now. He may be. His name is Scout, and back a few years ago, I got really sick. So sick to the point that if I would have waited a little bit longer, I wouldn't even be on this show right now. I'd
Wow.
be dead.
Oh,
That's
that's
how bad
serious.
it was. Yeah, and I was down for a while, and I remember this man coming to my house to check on me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing okay. At this point, I couldn't even climb the top of my steps in my house without
Oh, damn.
getting to the top of the steps and sitting down because I just couldn't breathe. And he was like, you got your bills straightened up and all that. And I was like, well, yeah, I got my little short term disability just kicked in or whatever. I'm trying to get everything paid for, blah 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 blah. And he was like, you got your bike squared away and all that. I said, well, that's the next thing I got to do. I got to get that and taken care of too. But I'm not worried about it. He's like, okay. So he hung around a little bit, made sure I was good, went to the store for me the whole bit, and then left. Okay. About 45 minutes later, I get a call from Harley Davidson from the dealership in town. It's like, man, I got a guy here by the name of such and such, and he just paid 3 months of your Harley note for you.
Ooh.
And I'm like, seriously? And he was like, yeah. And he said, but I need
Wow.
I need your code or whatever to be able to take it, be able to take this payment.
Yeah.
So I give it to him. I'm sitting and I'm thinking, I'm like, wow. So I call his brother on the phone and
Yeah.
oh, did you go to Harlem make this payment for me? He was like, yeah. I'm like, dude, you didn't have to do that. And his words were, I know I didn't have to do it. I did it
Oh,
because I
wow.
wanted to do it.
Wow.
Appreciate that. You know
Dude.
what I mean? It
Yeah.
was like at that point,
What
like,
could
what do
you
you
even
say?
say?
You know what I mean? Because this is something I didn't even ask you for. You did that at the bottom of your heart because that's something that you wanted to do. You know what I mean? And stuff like that, you never forget. You never
Yeah.
forget what somebody done for you out the goodness of their heart.
Dude, this is the thing. So as much as we talk about, like on this show, you know how we do, man. We talk about all the craziness and we talk about the bad stuff and we talk about the little drama and silliness and all that, right? But the thing that seems like a lot of folks kind of miss sometimes is, and sometimes we glance over it, but you know what? That brotherhood and that sisterhood, it's an actual real life living, breathing thing. and it feels different. And I won't lie, I get kind of spoiled by it because of the fact that, you know, we enjoy the sort of life to whereas we really legit don't have to stress to the degree that other folks might because of the fact that you know, not because we don't have bills, we all do. Not because we don't have responsibilities, we all do. But if things get rough or get bad, you know, your brothers, if you're blessed to move in the proper organization, man, your brothers ain't gonna see you just go down and out, you know. And it's amazing how when those things happen and you think, man, it's getting ready to get rough, it's getting ready to get hard. Yeah, you might go through a thing or two, but your brothers ain't gonna see you just circling the drain and just be like, damn, there go another one bites the dust. No, they coming, you know. And it's the kind of thing that so when people ask, well, why do you join the motorcycle club? And we were just talking about this last week. There's a lot of reasons as to why people say they want to join a motorcycle club, and there's a lot of real reasons as to why they do. But the actual thing, the benefit when you actually are in a real MC, the thing that really happens is stuff like what we're talking about tonight. You know, like the thing with my daughters at Christmas time or any of that kind of stuff. And the fact that somebody's wife or their girlfriend or their household is going to be cared for, you know, I've seen where clubs took care of somebody 3 years after a dude died. And she ain't worrying about no whole lot of anything. And they was like, well, he was good for about 50 grand a month, or excuse me, about 50 grand a year. And that's how she used to get down. We got to make sure she don't have no whole lot of changes in her life because that was our brother. He was a good brother. He did his thing. We're going to take up the slack because he ain't here to say nothing about it. You know, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You know, like folks I know, like who I know in real life in person. And yeah, but guess what? So they talk about, you know, and you know, the government or whomever can talk about all this old, you know, bad stuff, and they put out a narrative that's not so pleasant. Flip side of the coin is I know and see a lot of the really good stuff. You know, I saw a lot of good stuff this weekend, and I saw, yeah, you know, it's that Robin Hood syndrome. You know what I mean? It's like the clubs are going to do what's necessary to take care of, like we always say, take care of the community is going to take care of you. And for us, our immediate community is these brothers that got these patches on their back. You know, how many times you've been to a thing or you've been to somebody's clubhouse and they got a thing right on the bar, say, you know, brothers behind bars, you know, throw your extra change in there. Don't tip me. Don't give me no tip for, you know, getting you a cold Pepsi or whatever. Throw that in that bucket right there, because all that money that's going in that bucket, that's going to help somebody that's locked up somewhere. And a lot of clubs do it. A lot of clubs do it, and it's a wonderful thing, you know. And you know, I'm not saying that. And by the way, let me be real clear about this. Everybody that gets locked up is not guilty of what they got locked up for. A lot of brothers is locked up because they ain't gonna talk about nothing. And since they didn't talk about the thing they wanted to talk to them about, we're gonna hit you with the whole entire book and a few other books if we can find them. We're gonna throw the whole book at you. Guess what? That brother
But you
got
know,
dedication. He ain't saying nothing about nothing.
you know what? Another good thing to do is if you know dealing with club related type situations is that
Mm.
you keep you a lawyer on retainer
Yeah,
and
yep.
you get on good terms with a good bail box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Them two right there is gonna benefit greatly because you're gonna get a hold of that lawyer that you already got retained. They're gonna they're gonna jump on the scene and do what they need to do to get you out. And then you got that Bills Boblin that you good with that's gonna go in there and make sure that, okay, we're gonna go in there and see what's going on, and we'll get him. We'll have him out of here in a couple hours. You know what I mean? As
Right.
opposed to somebody just sitting there. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't really think about lawyers until you actually need one.
Yeah.
If you got one on retainer, you know what I mean? That retainer goes for however long it's going to be. You know what I mean? Until you actually need him, that retainer is still valid. You know what I mean? So when you call him and say, hey, I got such and such, he's over at the county right now. All right, I'm on my way. Let me make a phone call, see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They on the
And,
case now.
and you know how we do, man. I think I tease about it all the time, but I'm like, man, we talk to the damn lawyer more than I talk to some blood family members. And if they're listening, they're gonna either jump on here and say yep, or call me and cuss me out later for admitting the truth out loud. But yeah, look, it's a part of when you live the lifestyle that says I'm going to do anything and everything necessary to show love and to protect those folks that I care about. You know, sometimes you might run afoul of the law. You know, sometimes our laws conflict with those of the community in which we reside. You know, it's just a thing. But guess what? At the end of the day, the folks that we love and the folks that love us and the folks in our community, they gonna know. We gonna get it in. We gonna go all the fuck in to make sure that those folks are okay. You know, because our laws are our laws. And I'm not saying I'm speaking, you know, as a diamond holder. I'm not speaking for every 99 or RC or the damn Kiwanis Club or the Walmart Riders. You know, they do what they do. But you know, like you said a little earlier, you know, we believe in being a man first. We just take it a little bit to the extreme sometimes. I don't know, you know.
Well, I know if I was at a party and you put your hand on something that belonged to me, we about to have
Ooh,
all kind of mess right there. You know what I mean?
facts,
There ain't no
facts.
question with that. You know what I mean? You just open the hell. You just open the gates of hell, brother. You about to get all of it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get all that business, all the entire smoke all that smoke, you're gonna get all of it. And the
All
thing
of
is, so like with Kels a little earlier, you know, and we known Kels for a long time. Kel's been on the set for a lot of years. That's why I was actually surprised to hear from her what she was saying, because Kels, you know, loved and respected. You know, she's been around for a little bit, and to hear something like that I mean, it's a real head scratch. You're like, how the hell? But then, you know, she explained a little something why she was with the clown that she was with. I couldn't tell you. But long story short, we hope that you're gonna be all right. And you know, of course, you're getting well wishes from a lot of the boneheads that's watching this show tonight. But we want you to keep us in the loop on how everything going on. But it's like you just said, you ain't gonna be out in the world somewhere and somebody gonna decide they're gonna put their hands on something that belong to Archbishop. That ain't a thing. You know,
it.
if it's
uh,
you know what I'm saying? It's
you
like
better
that's
ask
just
some of your
crazy.
because some of your boneheads on here know me real well, and they know for sure that would never take place.
Yeah. You know, I'm saying, and look, and I can say for myself, it's like if it's mine, or like, you know how we say amongst us, hey, anybody I love, oh, you can forget about that. That ain't even that's not something that's gonna be. It's like just the craziest thing. It's like cats and dogs living together, rain going up instead of coming down, the sky is plaid instead of blue. You know, it don't make no damn sense. It's not a thing, it's not a real thing. Do it if you want to. Do it if you want to. There's
Exactly.
a reason, you know. There's a reason why they say diamonds are a girl's best friend, or at least they're supposed to be. But there
Mhm.
is cubic zirconia out there. I'll just put it like that. You know,
Right.
a real diamond is a real diamond. Watch out for
And
that cubic zirconia.
right, and I'll be sitting right there at the house on the porch, smoking me a Newport, waiting on your boys to pull up, and I'll be sitting right there waiting.
Oh yeah. Shit. I've
I
done it
done told
before.
the neighbor phone calls. I'm gonna let them know, like, hey, they coming. I'm letting you know. I'm gonna be in the county within the next 45 minutes. So go
Oh
on, call
shit.
because I'm going for
I
sure.
swear to God. I
I
swear to
don't
God.
already took a shower, so they don't got to put that damn red on me.
Dude, I've gone to the ATM to take out cash money to give to the old lady, going, they're gonna be here in about 20. So
Mhm.
call the bondsman. Here's the money. Come get my ass, you know, until they, tell you, oh, by the way, no bond. That's different. Then you're just gonna sit your ass down for a minute. But look, it's a thing. We already done, we done made that decision before you had to go ahead and handle that business. You know, speaking of which, so since we're talking about these brothers locked up, um, one of the things, and you touched on it a minute ago, is the lawyers. That's something that a lot of folks don't think about. I know on our side of the fence, it's not, of course, it's about getting them out, But sometimes, what do we need to do to keep his ass out? Guess what? Lawyers, and lawyers are expensive. And a lot of times folks just can't reach in their pocket and whip out 20 grand or, whatever the thing is. I know I've seen on many an occasion where a club will get together and say, hey, you know what? We need to help this dude out. He's gonna need legal defense. That's not a tangible thing like paying a light bill. Light bill's $100. Here's $100. Legal defense, it might be anything, but I've seen it. That's something that we enjoy, or those of us that are blessed to be in the proper organizations, we might enjoy that. But have you seen that kind of thing transpire, like the whole lawyer situation?
You mean with like actually having one?
No, not having one, having the club pay for it.
Oh, well, yeah, it's happened. I mean, it's happened where with the club, where the club paid it, or they raised the money or whatever to pay the lawyer. I've seen it happen. Um, that is, is that something that the club actually has to do? No, but is that something that that's what you're doing to make sure that your brother's okay? Absolutely. And I don't think anybody, no matter the situation, no matter your personal feelings toward the person, that gets put in the way of that.
Yeah.
Your brother is your brother, and you want to make sure that he's taken care of. Now, is this something like, okay, we're going to take care of the lawyer and stuff right now, and maybe you hit us with a little something later on after you get yourself together. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens too. So so like I said, it varies. Like I said, the main consistency of it though is to get this brother out as quick as you can get him out. Because the quicker you can get him out, the little, like, you spare yourself a little less heartache. He's able to get back to work. He's not he's able to keep the family situation where it should be, to keep from having to sustain any of these other.
I think it's easier to also from a legal standpoint. It's easier to defend yourself if you out on the streets than trying to do something over a 10-minute phone call once a day to try to legally defend yourself, to be able to make the calls or to connect with people or to prepare your defense, so to speak. Because just because you get locked up does not mean you're guilty. We say it in America, you're innocent until proven guilty, but it's a hell of a lot more difficult to prove your innocence when you're locked down and cut off from everything. Now, again, the benefit of us in the MC community is we got a really strong community of folks who are willing to go all out for you to help you out with stuff. But that's not the experience of most folks. But even for us, it's easier to get stuff done when you can move around with a certain amount of autonomy, And
but even with the club being able to help you out, there's still some responsibility there. What I mean by that is just because your club is going to help you does not mean you go out and be reckless. You still, there's still a line there. That's not. We're not saying, okay, you go do whatever you're gonna do when the club is gonna jump in and have your back 110%. That is not the case. That is not the case.
Right.
Especially if you just going out all the time, just doing a little reckless shit. That's not it. Sometimes you got to learn to choose your battles.
Yeah.
And like I said, things happen all the time. But certain situations you can get yourself out of. So let's say that it was a situation like we was talking about with Kale.
Yeah.
And that dude actually let his balls hang that night.
Yeah, for a change.
And did what he had to do. And he got wrapped up. Okay, so in that situation, are we going to get him out? Absolutely. He was out. Took place. He handled his business. You got to go get him out of there.
Yeah.
But if you got somebody that's constantly say you got somebody that's constantly getting DUIs. This is the fifth DUI he had this year.
Right.
Or, he just, he's a thief and he constantly gets caught stealing all the
Right.
time. Is that something that we're going to support? No. We may get you out, but then we're going
Right.
to deal with you about this
Oh yeah,
situation.
you're gonna answer, but you're gonna answer for that
Right,
stupid shit.
right. You're
Fact.
doing a little bit too much. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we're gonna help you this time, but if you do this again, it's on you. You
Let
know
me
what I
tell you.
mean? You just can't substantiate foolishness.
Right. Look, when I came over here, my SA told me, I mean, like straight away, I'm still a probie. My SA told me, hey, look, we didn't seen how you get down. We see how you get down. Look, you need to pump your brakes on some of that because we ain't trying to inherit none of them damn headaches and problems like you seem like you like to have. That ain't what we do. We move in silence. And this, he gave me like a whole speech about it. And I barely had a damn speeding ticket since I came over here. Since I got that jewelry, man, hey, I moved, not, I didn't think I was moving bad before, but I'm super duper extra careful. Not that I'm doing nothing because, y'all know I'm innocent as all hell, right? But real talk, it's like I'm very conscientious about making sure that I don't do nothing that blows back on my folks. But again, that's because of, like you were just saying, I don't want to be the dude trying to explain away. Well, see what happened was no, stay your ass out them folks' face, stay your ass out their jail and all like that. And God forbid if it happens, yes, they're coming. I know they're coming. But if it keeps happening, you're gonna be
You
that
better be
dude
right
who's gonna,
about what you're doing. That's
oh
the
yeah,
thing.
you better be
It's gonna
real
come,
right.
but you
Yeah.
better be right about what you're doing.
Yeah. And for those of y'all that's listening, let me differentiate as to what we're talking about. Situation like Kel's, let's just say the brother that she was with, let's just say he was a real patch holder, a real diamond holder, and handled that business like he was supposed to. And they grabbed him up, and he had to sit his ass down for a minute because they threw the bracelets on him and the whole thing. And his folks say, "Hey, what happened? What went down?" He said, "Yeah, this dude grabbed up my old lady and shook her around and bruised her up and this, that, and another thing. And I whooped that ass. And good looking. Where do we pay this money? They're going to pay the money and they're going to back him up the whole step of the way with a proper organization. They're going to do it like that. But, that's us.
Exactly.
Other folks don't get down like that, apparently. Hey, I'll tell
Mhm.
you one thing. Listen, for anybody that's listening, do me a favor. I want to see something right quick. Stop what you're doing and hit the like button. Hit that like button. I'm looking. We got a lot of folks that's been watching all night, and it's just a very few likes. Stop what you're doing. Hit the like button, and show us a little something. Show us some love, a little something. Just hit that like button. I'm literally watching that button right now to see if that number changes. But yeah, hit that like button and let us know. And now, if you don't like us, then tell us to fuck off, and we're gonna shut up for a minute. But if you do like what we're talking about, hit that like button. You can hit it later.
Even if you don't like it, hit it anyway.
Yeah, hit it anyway. Hit that button. But yo, man, I tell you what, this is a thing. If anybody has any questions about any of this jail-related stuff that we're talking about, and and this is something, even though we talk about the MC, this could apply to anybody, whatever organization that you are a part of. Put together something to watch out for your folks, because if it's never happened to you, thank God. If it does happen to you because somebody in your organization wants to stand up and be a full-grown man or woman and handle some business, or they have a situation or whatever, don't feel special. Don't feel like you got to be special to have a run-in that lands your ass in the clink. It can happen to anybody. God forbid it won't happen to you, but if it does, let your folks know, hey, we need to be prepared to take care of ourselves. So in my organization, we have a thing that we call Blue Brothers Locked Up, and we make it our business to make sure we have systems in place to take care of us. I hope everybody else does the same thing. I think
If you're not,
everybody, this kind of thing.
right. If you don't have that, if you don't have a fund like that set up, uh, a lawyer on retainer, a bail bondsman that you know, anything like that, you need to do that. You know what I mean? Not saying that you're gonna go out and that gives you an excuse to go around and terrorize. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you never know what situation may be right around the corner.
Facts.
And just, just to be prepared for any situation. Because you gotta think a lot of times a lot of this stuff goes on. It's not necessarily club stuff. This is
Yeah,
personal
facts.
stuff that goes on out here. So but he's still your bro. Well, he's still your sister. So you still gotta you still gotta make sure that your people are taken care of.
Yeah, facts. Roadrunner just said, you got to ask yourself in this life, do you want to be a smart outlaw or a dumb inmate? It says, doesn't matter whether you're a OMC, a 99, SC, RC, and yeah, that's facts. You gotta have some kind of, you gotta have some kind of a system, some kind of a understanding. You gotta have something. You can't just be running around being a dumbass, and that makes perfect sense when you think about it.
Yep. Get you a good lawyer. Because
Yeah,
all these lawyers are in cahoots with each other. The lawyers, the judges, they all in cahoots with each other. They play golf
yeah.
together. They go out drinking with each other every evening. So you think they ain't sitting there talking about your case? Sure they are. So you need a good one, and
Right
the
on.
best you can do is just get there, sit down, shut your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and hold tight. You coming. Just hold tight. You know what I mean? They say loose lips sink ships.
Right.
Shut the
Yo,
hell up.
Roadrunner.
Wait for it to come.
Hey, Roadrunner, hit that like button. Yipping Yahoo, One and Dragger, hit the like button. Frost, hit the like button. Vernon Powell, aka Bolo, hit the like button. Y'all hit that like button. Because we watching up like that. We watching. But no, man, I'll tell you what. It's been an interesting conversation, probably one that we're gonna have again. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have this conversation again. It's gonna come up because
There's many
unfortunately,
aspects to this. This is like a centipede. There's a lot of different legs to this conversation.
man, yeah, right. It
So it's
goes a
definitely
lot of different ways.
all that.
Soldier, I see Soldier, man, from Hard Knocks. Soldier, what's up? From Hard Knocks, man. Look, good looking. And Soldier was saying a little earlier, very few people nowadays know the true meaning of brotherhood. One of my brothers always says, when I look to my left and to my right, I know who I see. You have your brothers and you have members. Wow, that's some deepness right there. That's some
Yeah,
deepness right there.
that statement
So
right there. That statement there has some legs to it too.
yeah,
And we can, actually, we're gonna save that one. We're gonna come back to that one over there because what you said is true.
Hard Knocks. What you said
But
is true. Go ahead.
discussion is why you have brothers and just members. Because a lot of times
Ooh,
it ain't always what you think.
dude, look, that part. So Hard Knocks, why you go starting stuff, Hard Knocks? I mean, Soldier, you go starting stuff because look, you're right. That statement right there, that has some legs because that's a whole entire conversation all unto itself, and it's true. So look, Soldier, good looking, man. And by the way, Soldier, hit that like button if you don't mind. You stop what you're doing. But yeah, we gonna matter of fact, we ought to get a Soldier and pick his damn brain and see now. I think I know what he meant by that, and I know you think you know what he meant by that. We should just ask his ass, hey Soldier, what the hell you meant by that? You look to your left and your right, and brothers and members. Yeah, but that's some real shit. That's some very real shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
yo,
that situation right there got a lot to it, a lot to it.
mhm.
And actually, that's something that we may actually use that one for a showpiece. There's a lot to it. There's a whole lot to it.
that
And once
could be that could be
you
good.
get down to the brass tacks of that, then it's gonna make you sit back and think a little bit.
Yeah, facts.
Not only are you
ASAP.
gonna think about which side are you on, but then
Oh
you
yeah,
also think about the reason why they feel that you on one side or the other. So,
Oh yeah.
so it's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
more to.
And what I've seen where talking to some different folks, they swear that they're a brother, but they're really a member. And then you got some members you got some brothers who swear that they're brothers, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Brothers who think that they're brothers and they're really a member. And then you got members who think, hey, I'm just trying to be a member. I'm just trying to do the damn thing. And they're some of the best brothers. So we should, one of these days, we got to take a minute and chop that up and, maybe kind of identify who you really are, because who you think you are might not be who you really are,
Right.
because what's that expression? Perception is reality. Perception is reality.
Question, this question
ASAP.
right here says, and that's why being in a club is better than being in a game.
Oh
They
yeah,
don't have honor. That's not true.
yeah.
You got people in your club that has zero honor whatsoever, have zero honor, zero brotherhood, zero loyalty.
Mhm.
That goes in both. It
Yeah,
depends on what
yeah.
you're getting out of that. You know what I mean? So now I can speak on that because I've been on both sides of that.
Mhm.
Actually, the game thing is is what what actually, that was the first thing that I was ever in that taught me anything about brother.
Right.
Like you said, like even dealing with motorcycle clubs, people have their stereotypes as to what they think the motorcycle clubs do, what they
Right.
think outlaw clubs do. Same thing dealing with gangs. You know, a lot of these gangs were not just made because people wanted to run around and rape, pillage, and steal. These were people that all lived in the same area, that grew up the same way, and 9 times out of 10, we was all broke. Everybody was broke,
Right. Right.
and we doing what we needed to do as a community to survive in that side. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of different things that came apart with that, and along with that, it wasn't like you ain't gonna see on the news where the GDs did a turkey giveaway, but behind
Right.
closed doors, they did it
Right.
all the time.
Oh
They
yeah.
make people ate, stuff like that. So it's a lot of, so it's a lot of things that, like, unless you was actually involved in something like that, that you can speak on, because
Right.
you got brothers that's in these clubs right now that's never been a part of a gang, never been a part of any affiliations whatsoever, whether that's military, Masonic, fraternity, or whatever. And then they come in here and they say, "Oh, I'm about the brotherhood. What are you about?"
Right.
How can you preach brotherhood when you've never been in a situation where you have to show brotherhood, was even taught brotherhood? So how can you give it?
Right.
So
Right.
that's a double-sided question right there.
No,
You
it
know,
is. And it's some real deep shit, because you see a lot of these cats who come from, and I got some flack. And when I say flack, I mean, like, I heard from some folks, because I said a thing, um on I forget, a few weeks ago. I said a thing that a lot of people in the MC come from, or people from certain backgrounds gravitate toward the MC. I said people who've been in jail. We're talking about, like, especially prison. You've been locked up. You come from a Masonic background. You come from a fraternal background, meaning, like, Q dogs, alphas. Like I'm talking the college fraternity, that background, and the military background. They have a tendency to gravitate toward MCs, because that's a place. It's an organization, typically with a lot of men, where you interact with other grown ass men who, especially on our side of the fence, you're talking about some alpha male type motherfuckers. And so this is a place where a lot of cats feel at home, right? And it makes sense. The MC makes sense to them. The diamond makes sense to them. They understand that. So what happens when that I guess the end result is that you're gonna get some true blue legit mofos who get the idea of brotherhood, but then you got some of those looky-loos who are like, man, that is so cool. I love that outfit that they're wearing. You know, like I talk about the first time I saw my club, they were so cool. I thought they was a rock band. No kidding. I thought, oh man, they must be a rap group or a rock band or something. I thought that was cool as hell. But I was coming from a Marine Corps background and just thought that was cool. So the Marine Corps in me as I learn stuff, hey, this makes sense for me, other than just looking cool. But there's some cats who that's all they got is it looks cool. And so the brotherhood part is like, that's not like a real thing for some of them. But you know, like we do, hey, you'll get found out eventually. If you come to your club, whatever your MC is, you come to that club and you say, I'm a tough guy, I can kick ass, I'm a kung fu fighting son of a gun, I beat up Bruce Lee 10 times. Eventually your club is going to say, hey, we need you. It's time for you to do that thing that you said you know how to do. If you say you're a scientist and can splice atoms and turn water into wine and all like that, eventually your club's going to say, hey, we need a guy who can turn water into wine. Where you at? So eventually, you know, the club is going to figure out whether you are who you say you are or whether you just talking shit. And unfortunately, a lot of times when they call on you, it's because they got all the smoke in the world going on. They got all that smoke, and you're supposed to step up and do that thing. Guess what? When you don't step up, that's when they know. That's when they know, you know. But yeah, man, but I got to tell y'all, to keep from babbling y'all to death, we just appreciate y'all spending so much time with us tonight. Minot, North Dakota. We can see them ice cold riders up there. Hey, good looking. So for everybody that joined us tonight, we really appreciate y'all spending time with us tonight. We're going to be doing this again in a week. Between now and then, don't be shy. You can hit up Archbishop. I got all his socials. I'm going to throw them up again right now. But look, you can get it Archbishop. You can get it myself. Let us know what's on your mind, you know, what you're thinking about, so that we can have something to talk about, you know, because y'all keep us going, you know. So y'all get at us. We appreciate spending time with you. Archbishop, say your thing, brother.
Well, no, I was going to remind you. You may want to let everybody know a couple things. Number one, if you're not on the Facebook page, Big BoneYard, get on there. Get on there. We got it set up. Last week we got that set up? Last week? Before last?
Week and a half, something like that. Yeah.
So it's growing. It's growing pretty quick. We got a couple chat lines on there where you can go on there and drop your questions and ask. During the week before the show, you got something you want to ask, you can get on the chat line.
We go in there.
Right, and we in there every day, so we'll answer you back and whatnot. Second thing is that you may want to let everybody know about next week, because the prophet's coming for his book next week.
Yeah, facts. That's going to be something. Make it your business. Do yourself a favor, make it your business to make sure you're here with us next week, because Prophet, aka Zaid, for those of y'all that know this brother, he's coming. For those of y'all that don't, do yourself the favor, make sure you come. And yeah, that brother is he dropped some serious knowledge, man, for real. He knows a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. And this MC thing is he's in it. He's very well respected. So y'all make sure you slide through and check that out. But as you were saying, brother, I didn't mean to interrupt. You just got excited.
No, that was it. That was all I wanted to bring out. Bring up the Facebook thing and bring up the prophet. Other than that, I think we good. I mean, I appreciate everybody for coming on here every week and sticking by us while we putting this information out. You know what I mean? Because without you guys, we just a show. You know,
yeah.
I mean, with y'all on our side, we can do anything. So we want to thank you. You know what I mean, for coming on here every week, for watching, for dropping the comments, for calling in and asking the questions, and just being 100. That's where it starts from. That's where this is. If you want to know how brotherhood starts, this is how it starts. So if you don't have it, or you don't have a clue about what it means or how to do it, while you're on this show right now and you comment and you're getting on this show, you asking questions and you listening and you're paying attention, guess what? This is your starting block. You're doing just that.
Facts. And I'll give Hood our last one of our last comments anyway. Hood is saying this topic fired me up. Still have no idea how to make comments seen. No selfish brothers. Serve your club, not yourself. Hood says this is a dope episode. And Hood, look, we brother, while we at it, you know you got to get your ass back here. You definitely got to get back here. We're looking forward to look, for those of y'all to watch Hood on here, he did his damn thing. And we appreciated it. Hood's another one of them brothers. If you enjoyed Hood, you're definitely gonna enjoy Prophet because he's gonna be here. Big Red is saying her damn thing because you already know what it is. Nothing
Give me
but
a
much
call
love and
and I'll walk
respect.
you through.
Say go ahead. Say it again.
No, I was telling Hood to give me a call and I can walk him through how to leave his comments to where you can see him.
Right on. So yeah, man. Hey, pick up the phone, man. You can call folks, Hood. You know, you can call. Wait, how did he do it when he was talking to Bolo? You know, Hood. You can call Hood. You can get on the phone, Hood. Or you can get on the phone, Hood, and call somebody, Hood. Yeah, but that's what's up. Big Red says you already know what it is. Nothing but much love and respect. Big Bone, 1%er, Archbishop, 1%er. Girl, you know we love you. And for all of y'all boneheads out there, we
Big
just
Red,
appreciate y'all so
okay.
much.
Some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. So keep getting at us, and we will see y'all in about a week. And you know, and like I said, or like Archbishop just said, the Big BoneYard. You can catch us on the Facebook page and on the chat. Y'all check us out, man. Much love and respect, man. Y'all check us out soon. Here we go. Thank y'all for joining us tonight.